Howdy, partner. Welcome to one of the most northern parts of the United States of America. Travel with me upriver as we talk to a bunch of ladies and fellers and they share their tales of wit and wisdom. That's right, it's time again for Skagit Storytellers.
With Liz Duffy. I like to start off this podcast with talking about how we met. We met at the honeymoon.
Yes.
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks
Last
ago?
week? 2 weeks ago. 10 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah. That was great. That was your first show in Whatcom.
Yes.
And like I said on the radio, Spencer was blown away by your cover that you started with, that you opened with. He had never heard anyone do that one. It's
Really?
kind of rare in his eyes.
Uh-huh.
And I said, oh, and I thought to myself, oh, okay, he's going to do covers. Like, that's cool. No big deal. And then that was the only cover you played. And it was all original after that. So I really liked that. Do you find like you have to hook the audience with the cover
I think
first?
some of that is like a knee-jerk reaction because I've done so many entertainment type gigs where it's really that first like 3 to 5 minutes. If I, lose half the room, am I engaging people that just finished their dinner or something? And if I kind of start lackluster, like the equation it becomes obvious over time. You're like, oh, that 2 tables got up and like said, they wave and they walk off, and you're like, dang it. Whereas like if you can get them, engage them, maybe they'll listen for two more songs, and it's like I win. Like grab their attention.
Are you doing a mental tally as you're singing?
I'm super ADHD, so yeah, I try to tone. I've been able to turn that down a lot. I used to be very like overly aware of that, which is kind of detrimental to the performance because they're like, oh no, half the room just left. Why did they leave? Do they hate me? Was my guitar bad? You start thinking about all these things as a performer, and now I'm like, maybe that was something else they're going to, whatever.
Yeah.
And just kind of used to it now.
Do you think that other musicians do that too? Or because you just said, oh, it's my ADHD, or do you think that's common?
I think it's common, but I used to like super lock in on it, and it's like, whoa, I kind of, which could be helpful at certain times. Like, what if I do this? What if I bring the noise up or bring it down, get it quiet, and see if people are listening, and kind of do like a little reset with the audience, then that takes a lot of experience and just trial and error.
Yeah, it's like you need a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 people always leave during this song.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to move it to this area. Well, and also the honeymoon is just, I don't know if I've been to a room like that before.
I've heard of listening rooms. I have some friends that have had the honor of playing like proper listening rooms. But I don't believe I've played in a room that was like that, had that much like intent to listening for an extremely long time. It was very cool. Very
It was like
refreshing.
a house show.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very casual, but like people are actually pretty engaged. I was like, whoa, this is nice. And it changed the songs I was going to do. I added like 2 different songs that I wouldn't normally do. So I was like, oh, they're listening. Sweet. Getting spoiled.
I'll bring out the good ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we met. I know I had heard of you before because you had played with Pete earlier
Yes.
in the year, Pete Rubel at the Arcadian, I think. Are your parents from this area? Lake Stevens, right?
I'm currently in Lake Stevens.
Okay.
My parents currently live in Washington State. They're not originally from here. They were living in like Sacramento Bay Area, and they met at Humboldt State, and then they moved up to Washington in the 80s.
What brought them here?
I think they had some friends up here. My dad was an avid climber, and there's some cool spots. That like around like Leavenworth and stuff that he had been to, and he had a few like climbing buddies that were up here at the time. Part of it was kind of escaping the Bay. The Bay was getting super expensive to live. It's like early tech era and stuff, and they're in like San Jose kind of area. And so they just kind of went for it and made the move. Had my sister, my older sister, and yeah, then it just kind of resettled in the Seattle area.
That's where you grew up?
Yeah, I was born in Seattle, grew up in like North Seattle shoreline, and we moved to Linwood, then Edmonds, and then I went to Oregon for 8 years to get a 4-year degree and meet my wife, and and then moved back to my wife and I moved to Seattle in 2013. I told myself I wanted to live in the city. I was like, oh, this is it. I'm going to live in the big city. And we did that for a year. I'm like, why did I have that idea?
I was just playing that Avett Brothers song, If I Get Murdered in the City.
Oh, yeah. It's like, we did that for like 1 year. And I was like, well, I tried the thing. But I do like sleep. So then we moved up and slowly kind of went, ironically, back to, kind of my original areas. Kind of typical. I moved to Linwood for a while. And then in 2015, we got a house in Lake Stevens. And settled down there.
And now you've been hanging out in Skagit lately and
Yes.
Whatcom, and you want to move north now.
Some days, yes.
What were you taking in college that took you 8 years? I took 6 for a 4-year degree, by the way.
I kind of haphazardly got into the music program. I didn't know what I wanted to do getting out of high school. It was a miracle I made out of high school. School is not my strong point.
Did you play music in high school?
I did.
Like, how did you start playing instruments?
Yeah, I grew up around music. I was in choirs since like kindergarten, first grade. So
Really?
I was always in choirs. At least one group, sometimes two, forever. And
What was the like? How did your parents like? Did they just hear you singing around the house, or were they also interested in music?
my mom was into music. She played piano, and but they weren't like in like regular groups or anything like that. But they were very encouraging, and it was something I was into. And so I played a little bit of piano, did choir, picked up the guitar when I was 13 years old, which was rad. Had to learn all the standards, Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and all that. And then all the 90s stuff.
And how old are you?
Right now?
Yeah.
I think I'm 38. Pretty sure.
I was just thinking about what was popular at that time. So that's what, 90... No, was that early 2000s? Late 90s?
Late 90s.
Okay.
So I was doing the classics, but we were really getting into like the early grunge stuff, even because it was like 5 years earlier. So we were experimenting with different distortion pedals and rap pedals and stuff and trying weird sounds to kind of learn some of the classic, like Nirvana and stuff.
When you say we, you mean you and your mom, of course.
No, me and buddy, me and my buddies, like in high school,
Yeah.
middle school, high school.
Did you guys have one of those awesome middle school bands?
Sort of, kind of. It's just more jamming in the basement vibes. We were all chicken. So I went to those shows. I went to shows at like the Rock and Gem Club, and like little like pop punk basement house shows and stuff. And noodled around, recording with friends, but not too much performing in that regard. All my performance was choirs and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't know what the heck to do after high school.
What was hard about high school? Because you said you almost didn't graduate.
Just not good at doing homework. Really good at getting stuff done 30 minutes after it was due. This would have been 100% if you had actually turned it in. Just kind of normal ADHD life, kind of shenanigans.
What were you doing instead of homework? Like, were you playing video games?
Just
playing
skateboarding.
Sports?
Yeah.
Oh, skateboarding. Okay.
Skateboarding. I liked other parts of school. I liked team sports and stuff. I did cross country and had a lot of friends skateboarding, playing music, that kind of thing. But I kind of limped through the finish line of high school, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then had the idea to apply to some schools, and then I went and randomly applied for a guitar program in Oregon, at the University of Oregon. So I originally got in as a guitar major, and met a lot of cool people that way, and did that for a couple of years, and realized I liked guitar, and I was literally playing like 5 to 6 hours a day, and that just wasn't going to get me to the next level, basically. And so I kind of switched to, I think it was called general music. And I started finally experimenting with like going back to singing groups and joining choirs and doing vocal lessons, kind of taking the weight off my shoulders a little bit. And then I started going part time, and then I started working like 2, 3 jobs while going to school. And that was like my sweet spot. That was like, now we're cooking. So that was like year 4. And then that's about the time I met my wife. And so then school.
Was she in the same program?
Not the music program, but at the same school.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met in college down there. And so then I was kind of, school was part of what I was doing, but it's kind of like a slower, more relaxed journey. And that was much better in the long run. I didn't really realize that was a possibility until I went and started hanging out at the local community college. And then I was like, oh, this is cool. People have like jobs and stuff.
So being a full-time student just wasn't your thing.
I kind of found that out a little late, but I was good at some stuff. But yeah, it was a miracle again, like making it through.
I can't imagine being a full-time student. I actually didn't even, that thought has never crossed my mind. Like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you have a job on the side?
Yeah.
How are you going to afford college
Yeah,
if you
right.
don't have a job? And then when you guys graduate, or did you graduate first?
No.
Oh, okay, she graduated. Oh no, she
Yeah.
graduated first. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, hurry up! I want to start
Yeah,
life.
she helped. Yeah, she helped. She's a big part of that last year or so of actually making it out the end of that program. I ended up with a Bachelor of Science in General Music. I was like, fuck it, I'll go with it. That sounds great.
And what did she graduate with?
English degree.
Okay, is she a teacher?
Nope.
That's
never
why I just always
never
assumed.
taught. Yeah,
No.
it's vet tech. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. So then, after you guys graduated, did you get married? How's that?
No, let's see. When was that? So we moved to Seattle, 2013. Then we moved to Linwood. Then in 2015 we got married, and we had our. I hope I got that right. Sorry, Autumn. Not very good with like dates and times. But then our daughter was born in 2016, our first kid.
And what's her name?
Ayla.
Ayla.
Yeah, and she is 9 now. And then we had another little guy right around COVID. It's like within a few days of the lockdown, we found out we were pregnant.
Really?
Sweet.
What's his name?
And then and then our son's name is Casper, and he just turned 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the full house. It's pretty fun. Pretty funny.
How do they feel about dad being a musician? Do they come to your shows?
My daughter we used to drag my daughter to a lot of the music stuff. She's sort of still, on the perimeter. She knows all my songs. She'll let me know which ones are good or not good. But they don't have to go to as many shows anymore. Yeah.
They don't have to.
Yeah. But my daughter keeps me on my toes because every time I reach a new milestone, she'll let me know that like, Dad, that was only 2,000 people. Taylor Swift fills out football arenas. So that's my benchmark. So it's like, oh, okay, no pressure.
Instead of lifting you up, she pulls you back to reality.
Get me centered. Yeah.
She's like your manager.
Yeah. She's like, that was okay. It's not nearly as good as Taylor Swift.
She has a clipboard. She's like, Dad, during the song, 3 people walked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when I first, when I met you at the honeymoon, we were talking about how you're doing this full time.
Yes.
And that's the new as of a couple of years ago.
I'm about, is it still December?
Yes.
So it's been 2 years.
Okay.
2 years,
What brought that on?
full-time.
So you were doing construction, is that right?
Yeah. When I moved back in 2013, I guess part of the reason was the job market sucked at that time. A lot of people were graduating with the massive debt you spoke of, with like no job opportunities. And my dad needed help with the family landscape construction business. And at the time, it was like, hey, I might need a little help. And by the time I got here, it was like hit the ground running, needed a lot of, help in a good way. And that slowly turned into a thing. I had to move up here for like a few months, I think, on my own, just getting started, and worked landscape construction from 2013 till about, man, was it 2022, somewhere around there. So rode out like the first wave of COVID and all that excitement, and I was operating the business by then.
And were you still playing music at this time?
I was playing music. I took a break after college, but I was playing music fairly regularly starting around, I'd say 2018, doing the solo thing. Um, so I had a few years of like open mics, and then I started actually playing real shows around then. Um, and on the weekend while I was running construction 5, 6 days a week, which was a pretty funny balance. But it that worked for quite some time, um, and yeah, I had an opportunity to kind of dig even deeper into the construction, but it was like a 24/7 thing already, and it was pretty exhausting, and it was kind of like me and my wife were like, nah, I'm good. It's like I'll risk it on, I'll go all in on music. Um, and my sister ended up taking over the landscaping business. So I help her here and there with the stuff that's fun for me. I get to work on trucks and trailers and repair stuff, do some logistical things, and work on music. That's been nice because I kind of maxed myself out on that for a while there. Like at times there was like 25 people in the business, and it's running all of it. Kind of burnt out on it, especially around COVID. It's a lot to try to balance, keep things going. Um, and I had a few people around me being like, "Don't you do music full time?" I'm like, huh? No, I do landscaping. I just do music every weekend. That's a different thing. That's a normal thing. And they're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Oh." And I started realizing some of the people around me that just did that. And like, oh, what could I do if I was working on this stuff during the week? And songwriting, recording, planning tours, that kind of thing. Um, so then it was maybe a little bit delayed, but I don't think I was fully ready for around 2020, 2021, something like that. But by the time it was like time to make a decision of like, am I going to buy the business? Am I going to go at it full bore? I was kind of burnt out, unfortunately. But then I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna do music. Um, then I was ready. I was ready to risk it, and my wife was ready to kind of accelerate her career. So she was already working as a veterinary assistant, but she was going to school for a vet tech license, and so she was ready to change things up too. So it's a nice balance. It's not easy, but she's able to get more hours and kind of learn more skills in her job. And then I'm kind of stay at home dad dude, which is pretty fun.
Well, and that's hard for people to make that, like that sort of like that leap of faith, you know?
Yeah.
But like we were talking about my giant typewriter shelf behind you, and
Mm-hmm.
I was going through them because at first I'm like, no, these are all my typewriters. I don't want to give any of them away.
Mm-hmm.
And when we redesigned the studio, I wanted to put a couple of the Lego ones I built, and so I started looking at them and going, do I really need all of these? And
Mm-hmm.
then a friend had texted, and we were talking about her daughter that I teach, and I said, would she like a typewriter? And she's like, what? Are you kidding me? She'd love one. So I started going through and figuring out which one I want to give her. And then that kind of spiraled, and I took a few more out, and I was working on them, and I just feel like it's creating this space for possibly more typewriters,
Mhm.
different typewriters to come into my life. But it's almost like you were doing that with your music. Like, so you're working full time and you're, doing music on the side.
Mhm.
And obviously, like, you would love to tour, you would love to
Yeah.
record, but you didn't have time.
Right.
And now when you, say, that's it, I'm getting rid of this 9 to 5, you're giving yourself so much space for that like opportunity. And then that's when things are going to start coming in. Like, did you notice that when you said, I'm done? Did you notice things starting to happen?
Well, I noticed that the elephant in the room was me, my trepidation. It was like all the ideas that I had, like, oh, I can't do that. I have to be responsible. I have to do this and this and that. Most of that was BS. It was like in my head.
Oh,
This
so
was,
when
like,
you did
limiting.
have the time off,
Yeah.
you're sitting there like, oh
I
shit, now I don't
coulda-
have any excuses.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But in a good way, but it was
That
like,
sounds like a song.
yeah,
The
I should
Elephant in
write
the
about
Room by
that.
Casey
Oh,
Freedom.
man. Yeah.
Write it right now.
Yeah, and because I had people like, you already do this as much or more than the people around you, but you still have a job. Why don't you just do that? I'm like, no, that's crazy. That's irresponsible. But I was the only one actually saying that. But I convinced myself, well, here are the 20 reasons why I shouldn't do this kind of deal. And even my family was like, and my dad was like, oh, I thought you would have taken off years ago and do music. Oh, shit. Well, why didn't you tell me, Dad? I would have. I would have maybe tried it out.
When I offered you this job, you should have said no.
So that was kind of funny because I was like, those are like self-limiting beliefs. And I've learned over time, like, oh, I told myself this, and this wouldn't work. And here's why. But those barriers weren't actually there. It's, the typical thing where it's like, no, it's just on you. And once you believe in it, then you can, I didn't want to believe that. I was like, what? No, it's all these external factors. And I was like, no, not really. If I could really buckle down and focus on the stuff and spend more time planning, it will, more stuff comes to fruition. And that has been true. But I was still doing a ton before. I just wasn't sleeping. I had no brain power to like plan anything.
I just wasn't sleeping.
Yeah. And so I was like, again, I'm like, I thought that was normal. But there's a guy that I'll name drop, Cody Bartels. He's another like madman where like he works like hard manual labor construction, but then he still has a killer band and like tours a bunch and plays full time. Yeah. And still doing both. And he's like 24, 25. And I was like 36 doing this thinking, yeah, this is normal. You work like 50 hours and then you play you play Friday and Saturday night and maybe Sunday too. I was like, no, not normal. With the whole like leap of faith thing, it's funny because I was already doing so much music stuff. I'm still processing the idea that was a leap of faith for me, I guess. But when you have that like pretend like fail safe, or maybe it's not pretend, but you have a fail safe, that you convince yourself, oh well, when this all fails and clearly won't work out working on my dream, I'll go back to working in the shop. That's pretty helpful because a lot of times you don't actually end up needing that. You don't come back to it. That's like, oh, that's like a pretend thing that I just told myself. I'll drive by a job site and it's like 35 degrees and it's raining and muddy, and I'll glance at the construction site and I'm thinking, oh my God, yep, nope, still don't miss it. I'll visit it from time to time, and then I'm like, huh? Yeah, no, yeah, there was more money, more security, all those things, and then I'm like, I'm much more at peace in general as a person, and I'm getting a lot more done, spending way more time with my kids and family than I was. And even when I was working from home, and you know how that could be, where I'm like, oh, I was physically there, but that's it. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, I'm toast, mentally. And now I'm like, no, I'm with my kids, and then I go do music stuff. And that's ideal right now.
And you said Casper is 5?
He's 5, yeah.
And if you think about it, I mean, maybe you only do this for 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
And then the kids are out of the house or they're working all the time, and maybe you just go back and get a different job. Like, I just feel like sometimes we think that everything is so permanent.
It's all in, yeah.
Right?
This is it.
Yeah. I think actually I played that song Permanent by Jason Isbell in response to one of your songs. But yeah, it's not back in the day when you had a career for 40 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Times have changed. Like people can evolve, and also like I've met too many people that have like started and stopped their craft, their music, or whatever it is, for it not to be possible. You know, and there's songwriters I know that are like in their 60s or early 70s, and they're as active as some of the other super young artists, and they've lived entire lifetimes and then come back and done it. And like that's super rad. That's cool.
If you could have a blueprint and plan out what you want to happen, I mean, what do you think is actually possible in 2026? What's your top goals, I guess?
I guess down the road, this has been an occasional goal that pops into my mind, like a vision of like hitting the road, dragging the family along for part of it. Maybe not all the time. That's maybe not reasonable, but being able to bring them along for some of the ride would be awesome. You know, to be at a scale where I could travel in that capacity. For my like initial goals, I guess for the next year or so, either planning my more of my own tours or hopping on, getting some nerve and trying to hop on some bigger tours, and consistently putting out music, songwriting, recording, but like maybe digging in a little bit deeper on some of the travel stuff. Because again, I'm like, well, I should just do this, and I'll do like a regional tour, and then realize, oh, like that was cool, but it wasn't as big and scary as I thought it was. Why not try this? Kind of slowly expand on that, and kind of try to go with the flow a little bit, because I know some people that are out there, they're doing more like national tour kind of stuff. And that'd be fun to tap into that energy, be along for the ride.
You probably met a good handful of people at the honeymoon alone.
Yeah.
And that's the tiniest room in the
Yes.
world. But all the right people were there, right? And
yeah,
so
Cascade Cody was there. Talked to him about doing shows. Yeah, some of that's an intentional thing that I've learned where I'm like, oh, I have to remember to like reach out to those, follow up with people. So I like texted Cody, yeah, let's work on songwriting or do a show soon. And if I do that with like 5 people instead of 2 people, then that's that many more opportunities. You know, it takes some work, takes some practice getting used to.
some musicians sometimes assume, no, people saw the ad for my show. No, they didn't. I know they didn't.
No, they didn't. And and it's not that they didn't want to see it. Maybe they want to see it, and they're wondering, wasn't that guy playing a show? Oh, never mind. Maybe he wasn't.
Or they just assume the venue is going to share it or something.
You can't. Yeah, no, not in this industry.
The
You
venue
gotta
is
back it up.
ordering like food and drinks for their
Yeah.
bar, and they're trying to make sure their employees show up on time.
They might be like planning out for like 30 shows or something.
Exactly.
And you're one of them. I finally reached the annoyance level of one of my shows down in Seattle, where people are like, yeah, I was getting sick of seeing your show was popping up everywhere, every social media. And I was like, yes, we made it.
It's working.
It was everywhere. And then some news outlet in Seattle was posting about it on theirs, and I was like, God, geez. And they weren't at my show. They were at the show across the street, which is hilarious. I took a break from our show. I went over there and I saw them there, and they told me that, and I was like, well, whatever, it's working. It's, just enough to where people are like, God, enough already. I get it. You got a show on Wednesday night. Like, all right.
The easy thing for you is you're solo.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like I was saying Spencer's band, like there's 4 guys.
Dude,
They all don't want the same things.
Right. It's hard to coordinate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to pick up and go and be like, I want to, like, one of my goals is a Montana tour.
Ooh.
Anybody out there listening? I want to do a Montana tour in late spring. Remind me so I don't give up on that. And the more I talk to people, they're like, I'm down. I'm like, oh shit, now I have to actually follow through. But I can do that. That is doable. I can go to Montana. I can just, pump up my tires on my truck, load up my gear, and just take off for a while, and go do that extra tour if I wanted. And there are other musicians that are down to jump in, but it is harder with more people for sure.
Wouldn't it be better doing it on your own and opening for like a local band?
Yes, that would be the sweet spot. So I know some bands where I'm like, hey, if I come through, can I play? Just bring my guitar. Again, because then it's only me holding myself back again, once again. And so then it's really up to me to, make that happen. Get it together, hit the road. It's doable.
This is a great podcast for the beginning of the year.
Good.
Really making us focus on our year ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did you want to play a song or two?
Sure.
Yeah. Now I've heard you have an album out.
Yes.
When did that come out? And where did you record that?
2023. It was all recorded in King County. Most of it was recorded at London Bridge Studios.
Oh, is that where Pearl
Shortly.
Jam?
Yeah, a bunch of grunge legends recorded there.
Chad Henry and the Setbacks, they just recorded there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so they were posting about it, and I was like, I don't know what this place is, so I Googled it, and yeah, it looks very
Legendary
impressive.
spot. Yeah. So I do most of my recording there. I did some of like the first 3 or 4 songs on that record. I did a lot of the recording. Where's it at? A small studio. I can't remember the name right now. And it's Snohomish. With my buddies Water Tower from Los Angeles.
Water Tower. Okay.
Yeah, that's a wild band you should look up. They're like
Yeah?
bluegrass, but they're punk rock.
Oh,
They're like right
that
down the
sounds
middle.
really cool.
Yeah.
And they live in LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do they ever tour up here?
A little bit. They make it to Oregon a lot. They don't make it to Washington a ton.
Let's do a show.
Come on, Water
Okay,
Tower.
Casey Freedom opens.
Uh-huh.
Pretty Much Nothing plays in the middle.
Okay.
And then Water Tower closes.
Dude, they did a square dance at Warped Tour this year.
What?
Yes. I'm
Let's
not
do
kidding.
it the shakedown.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Okay. I forget who owns the shakedown, but we're gonna talk to you and
Water
make this
Tower's
happen.
legit.
Cool. And so the songs that you were playing at the honeymoon,
Mm-hmm.
were those all from your album, or were there a bunch of new ones?
It's about half.
Okay.
So a bunch of those were newer ones. Some of them I released as singles, and some of them are just songs from the future that I haven't released yet.
And do you have enough to record your new album yet?
Not a full album yet. I have ideas of what songs would make it on an album. But about half those songs have made it to the finish line.
Are you a perfectionist when it comes to your songs?
Yes. A lot of my songs are about 2 years of writing, maybe another year of recording and mixing before anyone hears it.
Yeah.
I have one song where I'm trying to break the cycle with it, where it's from the summer. And my friends are like, when are you recording it? I got a message on the drive here. When are you recording it?
Did you play it at the show?
Yes.
Which one was it?
The last one.
I'm trying to think what that was about.
The truck one.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
My friends are giving me a lot of shit about that. And they're like, when are we recording it? I'm like, I got to get it done. Because then what I'll do is I'll make 4 demos and try to edit it and then unedit it and then go back to the original form and then go to a studio like 9 months from now. And I'm trying to break that cycle a little bit. I could go a little quicker.
You're so used to not having a lot of time.
Yes, that's true.
You have to like wake up and remind yourself. It's like, what was that movie 50 First Dates? Either she has to or he has to watch a video because they have like short-term memory. They have to watch a video like, we're married and this is our life. You have to like play a video that goes, you don't have a 9 to 5, Casey.
Yeah, we
you
actually
can go
do this.
record that truck song right now.
Dang it!
I have this on the other side of the wall. We have a studio. Let's go.
Yeah.
Spencer can play drums.
Yeah.
He's at the golf course. I'll call him. We'll make it work.
Yeah, and that's good. It's a muscle I need to flex more often because yes, I get into the perfectionist trap, and usually that ends with getting to edit number 47 and then going back to edit number 3, which is the good one, the best one, and then just finally send that out to mastering and release it.
You need your manager, aka your daughter, to be like slapping your hand, like, no, we're gonna use this one.
Yeah, that one's good. Dang it. Yeah, you're right. The original one was better. My friends are like, release that one song. I'm like, dang it. if I just toned it down a little bit, if it was a worse song, then they'd be like, that was okay. But no, they're like, when are we doing this? Oh man, it's not about me anymore. It's their thing now. Well, okay.
You have so many people that are telling you to record the song. And yeah, that should be your sign. You're like, I'm waiting for a sign. You're like, there's 5 people yelling at you right now.
Yeah. Then my buddy was like, we're ready in January, and I was like, what about in March? And they're like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, oh, so like January? Yeah, dude. Okay.
Well, I think this is your sign to get it done. All right, so I mean, would you want to play that song?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Let's record it right now.
We'll
release this. Now, are these truck stops that you would frequent when you were working?
No, play music actually.
You play music there?
Oh no, just stopping at those truck stops.
I'm sorry. So this will be released on your new album.
Or as a single or something, or I don't know.
But don't overthink it. Just do it.
Yeah. This one's called Those Truck Stops. Well, I start my day with some hard-boiled eggs and a cup of coffee to go. Then I do my pre-trip, kick the tires, and hit the road. Well, it would be divine to sleep tonight, but I gotta get to the next town. And the pay ain't great if I show up late, so it's time to lay the hammer down. I'm living out of love's truck stops, up and down I-5. Living out of love's truck stops, just trying to preserve my pride. Make a little money on the road, send it to my honey back at home, then I'll fire up my rig and hit the road. When I'm traveling down the road, you won't see me playing on my telephone. Don't need no Candy Crush, cause the white lines give me a hell of a rush. Might be listening to Coast to Coast, scanning the skies for a UFO, maybe German CB way down low, crank Sergio on my stereo. I'm living out love's truck stops, up and down I-5. Living out of love's truck stops, just trying to preserve my pride. Make a little money on the road, send it to my honey back at home, then I'll fire up my rig and hit the road. When you're dodging scales, it's heads or tails if you're gonna be chased by the law. But in California bears, it might not care, man, free to just look at the draw. When I'm working late at night, the lines get blurry and the lights are bright. Take a left to my right, am I looking at an angel or a devil in the sky? I'm living out love's truck stops, up and down I-5. Living out of love's truck stops, just trying to preserve my pride. I make a little money on the road, send it to my honey back at home, then I'll fire up my rig. Said I'll fire up my rig, then I'll fire up my rig and hit the road.
That was a great way to end your set with
Thank
that
you.
song.
Awesome.
Yeah, nobody left during that song.
That's true. I remember, yeah, people like, we like that truck song. And then again, I was like, oh, dang it, I got to record that one. So it's just...
I almost wanted to get up and walk away just to, to be funny during that. Now, how about, do you mind playing that cover that you opened with?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I was going to ask, too, what kind of music, you said that you were playing like Nirvana and stuff when you were younger. What kind of music do you listen to now? Like, do you feel gravitated towards a certain genre, or do you kind of listen to anything?
Well, I mostly listen to K-pop Demon Hunters now since I have young kids. I think Taylor Swift was like my number 2 on like my Spotify Wrapped, just because kids in the car. But I've been kind of slowly gravitating towards Americana, country, kind of overarching and umbrella, for quite a few years now. Growing up, listening to a lot of like folk rock and a lot of Neil Young. My mom introduced me to a lot of like funk and jazz and R&B and stuff. I was in one of those houses where they had the 200, 300 CD changer. So it's like all the things, new and old. But more and more these days, I usually don't have a whole lot of time to like sit down and listen to a record. So when I do, it's artists like Brent Cobb. Some of the songwriters where like really catches my ear, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna listen to the whole album all the way through. J.D. Clayton is another one that I've been kind of into, where it's like, I don't know, I would call it. I used to call that stuff like Southern rock, but it's just good country, folk, singer songwriter stuff. Yeah.
Are you at the point where like you would write someone that's sort of somewhat mediocrely famous and say, hey, when you should play up here, and like, can I open for you?
I have. Yes.
Have you?
I've done the cold call thing. It hasn't worked yet, but any day now.
It will.
Yeah.
Because it just has to work
doing it.
once.
Yeah.
And then you can like put that on your resume, right?
And there's a buddy of mine that has a little bit more confidence in me in that area, and I've gone up with him to talk to artists that are, national touring artists, and he'll be like, next time you're in town, can I open for you? A lot of times they're like, oh, send me your stuff. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, really? Oh, well, I should be trying that too,
Yeah.
And it might work. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of cold calling in that, where I'm like, I got a band. I could get a band together. We could open for you next time you're in town.
When we play our radio show, I always think about how like we do a local song, a local artist, and then we'll play like a national act or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Nirvana specifically, but everyone was a local band at some point,
True.
And do you know Morgan Henley? He does a lot of promotion.
Yeah.
He posted once, maybe a couple times he's done this, but he says, treat your local musicians like they're famous.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that idea.
That's cool.
Like I love that idea that there's not really a huge difference between Taylor Swift and Veronica North. I think their music is both amazing.
Mm-hmm.
One of them obviously tours the world, but like it can happen so quick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a weird thing because there is a lot of background that happens,
Yes.
No one can learn how to play the guitar and sing like that overnight. But man, when it happens, it's like you flick a switch.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
Yeah.
So.
It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah. So after this, Casey, you might just hit it big with this truck song.
I'm just trying to get the rights. Yeah, if I could get a jingle with loves. And if anybody asks, where the hell did that Casey Freedom guy go?
You're playing all the Loves truck stops?
I moved out into the woods. Yeah.
Do you think that like aren't truckers there for a while at these truck stops?
Yeah.
What if there was music a live concert?
When you're in there, it's usually just the alarm going or the buzzer. It's telling you like a shower's ready.
Is that it?
Customer 17, your shower's ready. So I don't recall if there's music blasting in those that are or not. I don't think so.
Is that a lyric in that song? Customer 17, your shower's ready?
No.
I think you have a second song in you.
It was a topic considered. Yeah. The showers there.
And so what drove you to, or why do you like this cover? Sorry, what is it again?
The Brent Cobb.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's the first track off the record or not. But he put out a record in, I want to say 2020, and Keep 'Em on Their Toes was just good, cool, chill, clever song. And I like the guitar work that he does on it.
When you listen to songs, does your mind go, I could do that. I could play that.
I think
I would sound good playing that.
I think watching performances, but when I'm listening to recorded stuff, I think it's a slower process than if somebody says, do you know such and such? I'm like, oh, I think I could wing it, kind of deal.
You're not like always thinking of like new covers to like throw out here and there?
Not so much. I think if I'm seeing somebody do something live, I'll be like, oh man, I could be playing that. So some of them creep in. They're not in like the front of my mind. So I end up doing like B-side kind of songs sometimes because I'm like, oh, that one's catchy. But it's not a normal one. Like, I was surprised when Spencer said, nobody covers that. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, Keep 'Em on They Toes by Brent Cobb.
All right. Dedicated to Spencer.
Yeah. If you ever grow up, one thing you'll find, most people that you meet are just about out their minds. They try to tell you how to live, they try to tell you how to die. They tell you don't get too low, but don't get too high. The best thing you can do is don't listen to clothes. Just walk on to your own beat and keep 'em on their toes. Keep 'em on their toes, you better set aside. Make 'em look a left if you're going right. If the pie side, don't let 'em see your hand. Make 'em gotta know what I wouldn't understand. The best thing you can do when the ignorance shows is walk on to your own beat and keep 'em on their toes. If you never grow up, you ought to say that way. Lord, 'cause you can learn, but you ain't gonna change. Just listen to your heart, listen to the rain, listen to whatever it is that keeps you sane. Loud enough to tell you, 'cause you already know. Walk on to your own beat and keep 'em on their toes. Keep 'em on their toes, you've been to side to side. Make 'em look left if you're gonna hear right. If the pirate's hot, don't let 'em see your hand. Make 'em gotta know what they wouldn't understand. The best thing you can do when the ignorance shows is walk on to your own beat and keep 'em on their toes. Loud enough to tell you, 'cause you already know. Walk on to your own beat, keep 'em on toes.
That was a great song.
Thank you.
I see why you covered it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I feel
nice.
also that it was a good closing to our podcast. Just gotta do our own thing.
Yeah.
And, hope that it works. No.
Yeah.
All right. You're very good about posting, I believe, about your shows coming up. So if
Thank
people
you.
want to
Been
know where
working
you're
on
playing,
Okay.
they go to your Instagram, Facebook. What do you have?
Instagram, Facebook,
TikTok.
Bands in Town.
Just kidding.
I am on TikTok. I have
Are
over
you?
1,000 followers.
Oh,
yes.
you're not
I
40
can
yet.
live
Once
stream.
you're 40, you can't
I
be
know.
on
No,
TikTok.
they ban you from
You have
it
2
once
years.
He's 40.
I went on there once and there's just videos flying and I didn't know how to stop them.
Yeah.
And I go, how do they know what to show me? And I freaked out and deleted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know you well. They know you very well. Within like 7 minutes, you're gonna see typewriters being rebuilt. It'll be so specifically niche to the stuff you like. I was an early TikTok adopter.
You were.
My buddy Kenny from Water Tower was like, "You gotta get on TikTok, bro." What's TikTok? No. Yeah. Okay. So I made it to 1,000, so I can live stream from there. And I post videos about trucks and some music stuff.
Oh, yeah, your
too.
truck is for sale. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we got a truck for sale.
Hopefully by the time this airs, your truck is sold.
I hope so. Yeah, if anybody out there needs an old 2011 beat up F-250, it's ready to go. It's ready to work. $4,500 out the door, cash. 219,000 miles on it.
Casey Freedom does sound like a good used car salesman name.
Yeah.
Is your last name actually Freedom?
My wife's name was Freedom. My name's Izdebski, and we hyphenated, so now it's Freedom Izdebski.
Oh, okay.
So for performing, Freedom was like a no-brainer. I had a few people mention, "Dude, Casey Freedom, that sounds cool." I'm like, "Yeah, that does sound cool."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's on my driver's license. It's real. It's easier to spell than Izdebski. So I had a good 30-some-odd year run of spelling that out.
Hey, Gregory Alan Isaacoff made it with that name.
That's
so.
amazing. Yeah, that's true. It stands out. Stands out.
All right, I'll point people in your direction of your Instagram, Facebook, Bands in Town, and
Yes, please.
we'll see you at the shakedown for Casey Freedom, Pretty Much Nothing,
Opening,
and
opening for Water Tower.
and Water Tower.
They bring it. I'm not joking. They throw it down.
It's gonna be the show of the summer. I'm saying this right now.
All right, I like that
The show of
idea.
the summer. All right. Well, thanks for coming over, Casey.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I really want to play them hard.